Hello everyone, welcome to tonight's live stream. Tonight we're talking about anger, managing anger and other negative emotions. It's a bit of a follow-on from the last live stream when I was talking about how certain people and maybe even entities are feeding on your negative emotions. So if you're getting upset at the news or a specific person, you aren't just experiencing anger, you're being harvested. Those people, those entities are feeding on your negative emotion. So you want to take your power back, you want to take back your emotional control. And that's what we're going to be talking about in tonight's live stream, how you can do that. I'm going to show you three techniques you can use to get back control of your emotions, particularly anger. Another reason you don't want to experience anger or any kind of anxiety, stress, because when you're experiencing anger, you're moving into the fight or flight state. When you experience stress or anxiety, you're moving into the fight or flight state. Your body is being flooded with cortisol and other stress hormones, and that can cause inflammation in the body, it can cause weight gain, it can affect your mental health over the long term. There's all kinds of negative effects of spending a lot of time in the fight or flight state, experiencing chronic anger or anxiety. And anger is often a secondary emotion. So the purpose of anger is to enable us to defend ourselves, defend our boundaries. So it serves a purpose in the moment. You know, if you're in the pub and someone steals your pint, anger is going to give you the energy to go and say, "Oi, give me back my pint." But if you're living with it, as I said, long term, it's going to cause all kinds of problems, and it's usually to cover up an underlying emotion such as fear. People who fear being attacked, whatever, maybe from childhood, maybe childhood bullies, or growing up with a narcissistic family, a family where you're constantly attacked, put down. You learn to use anger as a way to defend yourself, and then you're constantly in that angry state so that you're ready to go no matter what. And again, that's just not a healthy way to live. When you experience anger, you're experiencing an amygdala hijacking. The amygdala is the emotional part of the brain. And when the amygdala is hijacked, your thinking part of your brain, your neocortex, shuts down. So when you're in that fight or flight state, logical thought goes out the window. You're not going to be able to make wise decisions. You're not going to be able to make good decisions, good choices. I think I've covered all of the reasons I can think of right now to remove anger from your life, or to not to remove it from your life, because as I said, it serves a purpose, but to stop living with chronic anger. Let me know if you can think of any other reasons a person might want to do something about their chronic anger. Let me know in the comments and chat box down below. First technique I'm going to show you to help with anger. When you feel yourself getting angry, if someone cuts you up in traffic or something, you can use this technique and it'll calm you down in 60 seconds. So what you want to do is take a double in breath and then exhale with a sigh. Trying that again, a double in breath. Breathing out of the sigh. And as you're breathing out, you can tell yourself something like, I'm noticing anger. Not saying I'm feeling angry, but I'm noticing it. You're making the observation that you're experiencing that emotion. You're not identifying as that emotion. And doing this works because it forces your brain to move from that emotional state back to a logical state by using observation. And you're also breathing out with a nice long sigh, and you're breathing out for longer than you're breathing in. This is going to move you out of the fight or flight state. If you were really in a life or death situation, you wouldn't be breathing out for longer than you're breathing in. The next technique is the Hakalau technique. I think I said that right. So this involves using peripheral vision. When you use peripheral vision, you're going to move out of the fight or flight state. So flip your nervous system. What you want to do, you want to pick a spot out on the wall in front of you. Focus your eyes on that spot. And whilst looking at that spot, you want to move into peripheral vision. So extending your gaze, seeing what you can notice further out. Yeah, when you do that, you're moving out of the fight or flight state. In a life or death situation, you'd be focused on the threat. You wouldn't be using your peripheral vision. Final technique is anchoring. So what I want you to do, take a deep breath in, breathing all the way down into your stomach, breathing out with a big sigh. What we're going to use an NLP technique to anchor a calm state. So what we're going to do, we're going to get you nice and calm. You're going to imagine the time when you felt totally calm and completely relaxed. Then you're going to anchor that feeling by touching together the forefinger and thumb of your non-dominant hand. So doing that now, taking a deep breath in, breathing out with a big sigh, allowing your eyes to close. And with your eyes closed, imagine, only imagine as yourself floating up out, that version of you that's relaxing, drifting up, looking back, noticing how relaxed you look, calm you look, as getting higher and higher. And drifting back across your timeline, seeing times when you felt completely relaxed and totally at ease in the past. All the time breathing deep. I wonder if you can identify the time when you felt most calm, most at ease. Drifting down, connecting with that version of you. Seeing through their eyes, feeling what you feel. I wonder where you indoors or maybe somewhere outside. Maybe by a beach, or a lake or a river. Be allowing those feelings to be. So maybe you were inside relaxing by a nice log fire. So once those feelings have reached their maximum, you're going to set that anchor by touching together the forefinger and thumb of your non-dominant hand. So open your eyes, coming all the way back. Now I'd like to shake that off. Again, take a deep breath in, breathing all the way down into your stomach. Breathing out of a big sigh. Now, see if you can remember a time in the past when you felt really angry. Maybe there's something that's causing you to experience anger in the present. Maybe it's a person. Again, drifting down and connecting with that version of you. Seeing through their eyes, feeling what you feel. Feeling that anger. And then firing that anchor, touching together, forefinger and thumb of your non-dominant hand. Notice how those feelings change. Then when you're ready, open your eyes, coming all the way back. So now we've set that anchor. When you find yourself in a situation where you're experiencing anger or a negative emotion, you can go ahead and fire that anchor and you will feel instantly calm, instantly relaxed. And the more you do this, the more you set the anchor, the stronger it becomes. So in the future, when you find yourself nice and calm and relaxed, remember to set the anchor, and then it will be even stronger for you to use it when you need it. So that's the end of tonight's live stream. Let me know which of those techniques you like best, which of those techniques will you be using. Let me know in the comments and chat box below. And I hope you've liked tonight's live stream. I hope there's something from this live stream that you'll be able to use in the future. Again, let me know if you're able to use these techniques in the coming days. And give this stream a like. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.